the famous book of Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, published for the first time in 1943, during the Second World War. This small book has fascinated both children and adults for decades. It is a bestseller novel. It has been translated into more than 300 languages and dialects and sold more than 200 million copies. The author was born in Lyon into an aristocratic family. Despite the early death of his dad, Antoine has a happy childhood. In 1921, he qualifies as a military pilot. After a flying accident, he becomes a military reconnaissance pilot. During his last mission, he disappeared without leaving a trace. In 1944. The Little Prince is considered the masterpiece of Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. The book is composed of 27 short chapters. The narrator, the pilot, is involved in a plane crash in the Sahara Desert, where he meets a little boy with blonde hair. The little boy comes from the asteroid known as B612. This asteroid is very small. There are only 3 volcanoes, baobab trees, and a vain rose. The little prince loves the rose with all his heart and takes care of it as much as possible. At a certain point, he feels so lonely and he decides to leave his planet and starts traveling to all the other planets. In every planet he goes, he encounters different grown-up people characterized by different manias. He encounters a king who claims to rule over everything, including the stars. He's the only one who lives on the planet. Then the little prince meets a conceited man who enjoys admiration and flatteries. The third one is a businessman who's very busy counting the stars, pretending to own them. All these grown-up people are stereotypes of the society introduced by the author in order to represent men's flaws. Grown-ups are more interested in the tangible, practical realities of everyday life and tend to overlook the beauty and the most important and deepest meaning of life. They should see the world in a childlike view. On Earth, he meets the snake, whose special poison can take the little prince back to his planet. Subsequently, the little prince meets a fox who teaches him the importance of establishing ties with other people. He realizes then that even if his rose is identical to all the others, it has tamed him. The fox introduces one of the main themes, friendship. It teaches him to love other people instead of tangible and superficial things. It is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye. At the end of the story, the little prince and the pilot are both thirsty, and they decide to walk and find some water. The little prince then asks the snake to bite him and let him go back to his rose. The little prince represents the open-mindedness of children. He is a wanderer who asks questions and is willing to engage with the invisible, secret mysteries of the universe. The novel suggests that this inquisitiveness is the key to understanding and to happiness. He helps then the pilot to find again his innocence and the truth. The movie is an adaptation of the Saint-Exupéry masterpiece. It is directed by Mark Osborne and released in 2015. The plot of the movie is a little bit different from the book. New characters are introduced. The movie starts with a little girl who fails her admission exam to a top-notch school. As a consequence, her mother plans her whole life in order to let the little girl become a successful grown-up. She's so busy studying and being a good daughter to her mother that she doesn't have time to enjoy being a kid. They move to another school district and the little girl meets her new next-door neighbor, an old aviator. They become friends and the aviator tells the little girl the story of the little prince. It is like a movie within a movie. Instead of looking at the prince through the eyes of the narrator of the book, audience will see him through the eyes of the little girl. The director uses 2 animation techniques, the CG animation and stop-motion animation. While the first one is used to represent the story of the little girl, the second one is used for the little prince's story. The movie has had a huge success and received the 2016 César Award for the Best Animated Feature Film.